Mr. Ramson, a FedEx co-worker, drives in Dick Bettina and halts after a golden pair of wing statue and meets Mrs. Peterson to collect her parcel which has to be delivered. The parcel has a depicted pink wing as a sign. She also informs him to collect another parcel by next Thursday. The same parcel is delivered to her husband, Mr. Peterson, and the truck driver delivers the next parcel to an old lady, and she passes the same to Mr. Chuck with the help of a little boy. Chuck Nolan, a system analyst executive, traveled the world resolving productivity problems at Federal Express depots in 1995. He opens the parcel and shows his co-worker a clock kept inside to track the time taken to deliver. He points out that the time consumed is an outrage of a parcel and how delayed it is, in aspect to make his co-workers work fast. In Memphis, Tennessee, he lives with his girlfriend, Kelly Freyes. He urges his co-workers to unload parcels one by one, half into the airport truck and half into the Moscow truck. At the same time, he receives a call from Kelly and Chuck gives a reply in voice message, giving a piece of good and a bad news. The good news is, as he is flying to Paris for the delivery, and the bad news is, he has to visit a dentist the present week. Chuck refers a doctor for Stan, his friend, to treat Stan's wife's cancer treatment. Kelly and Chuck wish to marry, but Chuck's hectic schedule prevents it. He meets Kelly and they have Christmas Eve dinner together with their friends and family, and he is in a rush to fly. Kelly and Chuck head airport together and they exchange their Christmas gift inside his car. He also promises that he will be back on New Year's Eve. Kelly gives her a heirloom clock enclosed with her picture. The FedEx flight takes off with his working colleague. The FedEx Express cargo plane is on and blindly gets stuck due to a storm, and they are preparing for an impact that they may end up happening. However, the plane is caught in a violent storm and crashes into the Pacific Ocean. Chuck is the only survivor of the crash and escapes with an inflatable life raft, but not before losing the emergency locator transmitter. He washes up on an uninhabited unknown island the next day. A few parcels from the plane reach the seashore and gets his eyes where he collects them. Several Federal Express packages wash ashore over the next few days. He tries to get help from the trespassers who might find him. He gets life-saving tender coconut to survive. He looks around the island to figure out some way out. While he is walking on his barefoot, he gets himself injured and prevents it by rolling a cloth over his foot from further damage. He climbs a cliff and takes a view where he notices a dead body floating near the shore. He reaches the body and finds that is one of Federal Express pilots, Captain Albert R. Miller. Chuck takes his flashlight and wallet and buries his body. The same night, he walks to pee on the shore in the middle of his sleep when he discovers a gleam twinkling far away, and he tries to divert it towards himself by turning the flashes on. But it was a failure. Chuck attempts to signal a passing ship and flee in the damaged life raft, but unfortunately, the raft couldn't withstand incoming surf that knocks him onto a coral reef, injuring his leg. He returns and finds a cave nearby to protect himself from better rain. He manages to get enough food, water, and shelter. Chuck opens the majority of the packages, discovering several useful items, but does not open the one with a pair of golden angel wings painted on it. He makes a fish hunting stick with sharp edges and pokes a crab to eat. It makes him discomforting to eat. So he decides to prepare a fire and delivers his full effort day and night to create a spark of fire using sticks. Chuck cuts his hand while attempting to start a fire. He hurls several times from the packages, including a Wilson Sporting Goods volleyball, leaving his palms bloodstained on the ball. Chuck draws a face into the smeared blood, names the ball Wilson, and begins talking to it after calming down. Finally, he somehow manages to create a fire. He is so happy that he got it and enjoys it as his victory. Throughout the rest of his stay on the island, he communicates with it regularly. Then he figures out a dental plague when he sees his face in the shiny steel plates of ice skating shoes. Out of pain, he decides to eliminate the diseased part using the sharp, knife-like edges of a skating shoe. Then he removes it, resulting in a bleeding mouth. 4 years later, in 1999, Chuck moved into a cave. He is now long-haired, bearded, and gaunt. Within all these years, he learned to survive on the island in a much better way. After a large section of a portable toilet enclosure washes upon the island, he constructs a raft out of the plastic and plans it to use as a sailing boat to cross the sea. Chuck successfully launches his raft, which is filled with water and the unopened Federal Express package. He also needed a rope to combine them. Finally, he starts moving from the island using the boat he developed, which withstands high waves and helps him reach the middle of the ocean. Surprisingly, a blue whale visits him that night. He admires the beauty of it. The following night, the storm affects the boat badly, and Chuck some way finds to defend them. The next morning, Wilson falls off the raft and floats away after Chuck and the raft survive the storm. Chuck awakens and tries in vain to save Wilson, but is left to mourn in loss. Followed every morning, Blue Whale develops the habit of visiting him and wakes him up. After 2 days, fortunately, a container ship is crossing by. A siren is blown to represent the presence of a man found alive in the middle of the ocean. When Chuck returns to civilization, he discovers that his family and friends have declared him dead. Later, a spruced up and clean-shaven Chuck returns to the Federal Express headquarters in Memphis for a hero's welcome home party. He discovers there that Kelly has since married and has a daughter. Chuck visits Kelly's home and reconciles with her. He also returns Kelly's heirloom clock to her. They are still in love, but they both understand that Kelly cannot abandon her family. She returns Chuck's car on a rainy night and finds a romance that sparkled between them. Then they part ways. Chuck travels to Texas to return an unopened Federal Express package to its sender. When he discovers that no one is at home, he leaves the package at the door with a note stating that the package saved his life. He drives away in his truck with another Wilson volleyball in the passenger seat and decides to stop at a faraway crossroads. A woman in a pickup truck pulls over and gives direction to each road. Chuck observes an angel wing crafted on the rear bumper of her truck, which matches the one on the parcel as she drives away. He looks down each road, unsure which way to go. Chuck then smiles as he looks down the direction the woman took.